All right, so now that we have the energy for the numerology, astronumerology, we have the card energy. The third part of it is the astrology. Mind you, it most of the time flows together. Now, this is based on New York time. This is also Vedic astrology. I want to make a statement here because I get a lot of people asking me questions when I do my little mini videos and in some of the forums when I talk to you guys about knowing your sign. I recently said that Saturn and the moon energy influences autoimmune disorders. You need to know what house that is in, okay? So when I speak to you and I say, for instance, we're starting out with Jupiter is in the 11th house, right? Jupiter is normally a good planet in the 11th house, but it is in the 11th house of Gemini, right? Gemini energy there, which is Mercury. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, right? So if I say that, because that's the first energy that we see, 11th house is normally technology. It is also siblings, right? Jupiter is also dealing with some foreign things because Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces and is the ruler of Sagittarius, your 12th and ninth house, which is about international things. So when I say to you guys that we're going to see some international disruption of communication in the month of April, because I see Jupiter's in the third house and it's in technology. Some telecommunications being disrupted this month because Jupiter is in it on the international stage. And because I know that the war is going on, I'm sure it's related to that. That doesn't mean that you won't see that happening in your domestic life. Everything trickles down. Okay? So that's my caveat for the beginning of the video. What most people want to know, they ask me, will the war continue? Yes. I told you guys this war will be no shorter than 3 months. No shorter than 3 months. I hadn't looked beyond 3 months but it will be no shorter than 3 months. So we will continue. We start out the energy here with Saturn, Mars, and the Sun in Vedic astrology. Saturn, Mars, and the Sun in Pisces in the eighth house, which is Scorpio, but it is also the fourth arm of death, right? So Saturn, Sun, Mars, which Mars is a war energy, expect to have more death, fourth arm of death. And because it is war, it's military action. Saturn is the old man, the Sun is the father figure. Those are men, those are males. Mars is male. Male energy is associated with militaries traditionally. Does not mean there will not be female death. That is what the energy is, okay? So I wanted to give you guys that explanation. So yes, the war continues, and this is a risky day for those who are trying to do things within the war. Meaning those who call themselves the friends who are trying to make rescue attempts, is not favorable for them. Okay. In addition to that, so that we have that one energy. So Saturn, Sun, and Mars are riding together. This means also there's strategic plans being made, right? The Sun in this case is the king energy, the father energy, the person who's leading the charge, is trying to make some strategic energy happen. However, they're a little old, right? They're a little outdated. They don't have all of the thinking ability. And that is because they are in the clouds of things with the Pisces moodiness energy and the Pisces of I'm ruled by Jupiter. I want to do this, I want to do that, but I just want it to happen without having a detailed plan. Saturn calls for a plan to be made. A plan has not been made, so this war is progressing without really having a conclusion set up, a victory line. So that's the energy that is still traveling right together. Okay. In addition to that energy, we have Mercury in North Node, Rahu together in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. It is also being aspected by Saturn. It starts out for this chart in the seventh house, but that's not really as important. What is important is that Mercury is that Gemini energy that I spoke about in the third house in Jupiter, being influenced by the North Node. And the North Node is about revealing secrets. I want this. You owe me. I helped you. You should help me back. So you will look for some people who feel that their what they did was not appreciated and not valued. So now they are turning against someone else and they are making plans. And in this case, we can all know, for instance, it is the US. There's other people that were on our side or supposedly who they helped us, and now they see us as an enemy. But this energy, this Mercury energy, is more of a youthful energy, which means it has more room to fight. It has more boys, right, to fight instead of men to fight, meaning the youth normally win out. This is all the energy, okay? This is the energy. The next one is the moon in Libra, meaning we need balance. And we know Libra is about justice, and the moon is requiring justice to take its place. The moon wants to see justice. The moon is the mother, and the moon says, I'm going to be balanced. You did something wrong. I'm going to make things right by evening the playing field. So the mother energy, I would expect some of our feminine countries, our countries ruled by some feminine leaders, to come and make the playing field a little bit more level, even if they're doing it behind the scenes to where, like Iran, can have more of a favorable outcome. There's other countries that I could see assisting Iran to level the playing field because they feel the unjustness has occurred, right? So, and at this month, now with Jupiter being where it is, sitting in that third house on the east, there's more of a favorable energy for Iran than it is for the U.S. and Israel, okay? That's by placement, right? Now, what does this mean for you? Okay, that's at the global scale. What does all of this energy mean for you? Anytime these energies are taking place, you know, domestically or internationally, wherever you are, this is going to trickle down to your pockets or whatever is going on in your life. If you have a loved one who's involved, if you have a job that's impacted, that you need to know what's happening on that scale so that you can understand how it impacts you. But let's break this back down to you, right? With your traveling, right? Venus starts out in Aries, the first house, right? Aries is about movement. Venus is the cars of movement, meaning there's going to be a lot of movement going on, a lot of traveling going on during this month. I spoke in the beginning about the shifting of homes and things of that nature. Movement can be by vehicle, movement can be by just changing homes, changing jobs, lots of movements. But that energy is aspected by Mars, Sun, Saturn. So there will be delays because of the energy associated with war and fighting and chaos. There's a chaos energy associated with this Venus movement that's taking place. So whether you're traveling by car, bus, plane, train, however you're traveling, you can expect some delays happening, right? Now, this starts out not being a good day for travel in general. So then let's go and look at, I can move, I have my screen and I can move the energy around beyond where we are right this moment. The sun, the moon, Saturn that's still moving together. Rahu and Mercury moving together. K2, the south node, is in Leo. K2, the south node, is in Leo, another fiery movement type energy. So there's a lot of fiery energy, and fiery energy is normally combustible, right? Fighting, tempers, flaring, not seeing eye to eye. So that is dealing with children, right? So your children or your paramour, maybe not seeing eye to eye with them today, maybe not getting along with them today. This is also in education. This is also maybe you don't like the course that you're taking, or you're not understanding it, or you're not getting the results you need from that course. And maybe for some of you, it is changing courses, changing the direction that you were going to go in your career, right? Because of everything that has gone on. Very heated day. Let's look at the nakshatra. Let's see if we can look for the nakshatra. See what kind. It's a heated day overall. Um, lot more violence taking place, and then we have Visakha. So transform it's a transformation energy. So star of purpose. So this means that here you need to one undergo a transformation, which is happening in the entire month of April with that five energy. But it is also about making an effort and moving and doing it carefully. This is particularly about women. This is particularly associated with the women, the energy, the feminine energy. It's time for you to make a plan and move to change things to because the divine feminine is your season, and this is where you need to be making a movement to make things better. Okay, so let's shift the energy around for see if we have any changes just for this week. At least tomorrow, Sunday, Easter Sunday, offers a new beginning. That's going to be a good day. It's a safer day for getting things done and accomplished. Again, the travel is going to be delayed as long as we have the Sun, Saturn, Mars energy together. That's just going to be the case. So make your plans. Know that if you wherever you go, you might have to stand in line for longer than what you want. And then we get to tomorrow. The moon finally shifts over into Scorpio. The moon is going to leave Libra um, and move into Scorpio energy. Now, this means some of that Scorpio is the war, but Scorpio is also money. So you're going to see some in Scorpio's death. So I would expect to see the information come out about the actual number of deaths that are involved in this war, and about any deaths that have occurred, and money, the banking system. Expect to see news information come out where secrets are revealed about that, and expect to see news come out about the actual war and how it is really going, or they find out something that they were told was incorrect and they get the correct information. Um, so the revelation of secrets, and then the moon is going to sit there, in Libra for a little bit. And then let's move forward and see any. By the time later in the week, the moon will eventually move on and then make its way the rest of the month. It will go through everyone else. Um, Now, we have a change around the 15th of the month. This is where it gets really destructive because, and this is like an explosive energy, the energy I showed you guys last year when we had all of those explosions, those bombs and things of that happening. That takes place, it looks like the 15th. Let me go back a little bit and I can tell you exactly when it. Looks like the 14th. It starts on the fourth. Okay, starts on the 13th. Starts on the 13th. The 13th through the 16th, we're going to see the Mars, the Mercury, the Saturn, Sun energy together. That energy is lots of explosions, lots of fighting. The war escalates to a high area. And not just the war as far as the Iran war, but at the home, we're going to see a lot more explosions. We're going to see a lot more chaos. Like in the travel homes, you can see homes exploding, fires happening, taking place that month. A lot more of that happening, a loss of life because of that. That starts on April 13th and continues through the 16th at least. Wildfires, disasters, fire associated disasters, explosions, wars, gun violence, all of that happening. Children, loss of a mother and a father figure. That's April 18th. That energy takes place, right? So a lot of that violence taking place. It's through the other violence. The Sun finally leaves the group, thankfully. And the Sun finally has a chance to just focus on some life-bringing energy. April 20th. Okay. April 20th becomes a good day. So if you have like a business or something and you're looking at when is a good day to launch something in your business, a new product or something, that April 20th is the day to do it. Okay? It's a volatile month, and you have to be prepared for that. It's a volatile month. That's just the bottom line of it. The 20th through the 24th seems to bring out good days. The 25th is not a good day for travel. There's more delays for travel on the 25th. So if you're making plans, make your plans around that. Stay home on the 20th if you can. Okay. Extreme heat will take place. Higher than normal heat will happen this month, the last part of the month at least. Expect for the record-breaking heat waves to occur. Okay. All right, and then we end the month. Go back one. We end the month with that energy calming down. Even the war energy calming down. April 29th. A little bit of a breather. April 29th. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's the energy there. And remember, forewarned allows you to be prepared. All right. I'm not the astronumerologist who just gives you the good news. I'm the shaman, right? So we have to be prepared for the energies that are there, and you can move accordingly and still do well with the energies if you know how to move. Okay? All right. That's it. Have a good one.